Now, US intel says that Iran's nuclear production timeline has not shifted since last summer. This was when joint US-Israeli strikes were believed to have delayed Iran's nuclear production by up to a year's time. The assessment of Tehran's nuclear program shows limited changes, and this even after President Donald Trump launched a 2-month-long war to decapitulate Iran's nuclear capacity, while the United States has largely focused on conventional military targets. Israel has struck a number of significant nuclear facilities as part of the conflict. The conflict has largely been stalled since April 7th, when Washington and Tehran agreed to a truce to pursue diplomatic efforts. However, tensions remain high. Iran has disrupted shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, choking off roughly 20% of global oil supplies and triggered a wider energy crisis. The gap between political claims and intel assessments is regaining attention. In Operation Midnight Hammer, the Trump administration launched airstrikes that targeted Iran's nuclear program. Almost immediately after the operation was launched last year, President Trump declared that Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities had been, quote, completely and totally obliterated, unquote. The conviction of Trump's statement raised questions, as detailed post-strike damage assessments typically take time to verify. It remained unclear how such a definitive conclusion was reached so quickly. However, US intel findings have conveyed a different story now. Initial assessments reported that while the strikes caused damage, they did not destroy the core components of Iran's nuclear program and had likely set it back by only a few months. US strikes destroyed or severely damaged Natanz, Fordo, and Isfahan nuclear complexes. However, uncertainty remains over the location of approximately 440 kilograms of enriched uranium in Iran. The International Atomic Energy Agency believes that about half of this material had been stored in an underground tunnel complex at the Isfahan Nuclear Research Center, but it has been unable to verify this since inspections were suspended. The agency assesses that Iran's total stockpile of highly enriched uranium, if further processed, would be sufficient for up to 10 nuclear weapons. President Donald Trump made many more claims during the war that began on 28th of February this year. On March 31st, Trump asserted that one of the central objectives of the military campaign, that is, eliminating Iran's ability to develop a nuclear weapon, has already been achieved. However, the latest US intel assessments present a contrasting picture altogether.